You need a father to tell you it's exciting. Sazoba nezinto kanje and ngizokwazi ukubona ukuthi masuzenza ezinye izinto abuya kuqondisa and put you back into line. I guess maybe she thought I'd ruined her life or whatever. Here we are, we still in varsity, and then boom, here comes a baby. My mother was my father. Basically, my father, my mother. Smoking, drinking, partying, getting out of line, not going to school, kind of things. I actually smiled, Actually gave her a smile and laughed, and she was irritated by that. She was actually angry because she actually thought that I did it on purpose.
Take it from the top. And yeah, please introduce yourself. Name, surname, where you come from.
Okay. I'm Siyamthanda Gumede. I'm from Pietermaritzburg, and a location called Sobantu. So I go by the name of Uku because of my surname. Yeah, I live there with my parents, my mother, sister, and my daughter. That's where I'm from, in Pietermaritzburg, KZN.
Okay, so tell me about how you grew up in the township of Isobantu and some of the challenges that you encountered growing up in the township.
So me growing up, I grew up in Sobantu, right? Single parents, my mother, my sisters. So my mother was my father. So basically, my father, my mother. To get advice, I used to go to her. But as growing up, as we used to go where you would want advice from a male perspective. So what we usually did, we used to get together and just talk about these issues. Like you growing up, getting into your puberty, about girls, about the men, if boys face at that time. So we grew up, and Abanye used to give us bad advice. Abanye good advice, but in most cases it was bad advice. So we needed that, and I think sometimes it actually helped us go guti like as a boy growing up in terms of girls and life and how to be streetwise and in most cases it got us into trouble with our parents because I'm a boy and I'm gonna give the advice so it's fun. So yeah, those are the challenges. Smoking, drinking, partying, getting out of line, not going to school, kind of things. Where in most cases as a boy you need a father to tell you it's exciting. Sazoba nezinto kanje and ngizokwazi ukubona ukuthi masuzenza ezinye izinto abuya kuqondisa and put you back into line. Except boy, uyenzelani lento le, and futhi ke as a boy you actually fear ubaba because usabuzokushaya and nje he's a male, as opposed to a woman who's just ma, of which is kind of bad. So yeah, those are one of the challenges we faced in our township.
Okay, so cool. So now you're growing up. You are now a teenager. You're starting to explore life in this young age. Then you start seeing amantombazane. And what are some of the things that you think helped you, if I may put it that way, navigate relationships?
I guess it's part of what I just said. Kuluma namachit. And for you to navigate through relationships, I think it's more based on experiences. Because you're a boy, your blood is hot, you're rushing, so every time you move from this girl, you get experience. to the other girl get experience, and by talking. Because we actually talk of what we do with girls. Namachita sakulu with hey kanje kanje. And omunye one experience eningi now just it's a boy. Kanje. So that's how we navigated through with females and actually learned. Oh, I guess we're still learning that much.
Yeah.
Because as we grow older, we grow wiser on certain things.
Okay, so now analysis theory, and then izinto zivakrendi, and then she says to you, "Hey, ijambile." Goes through your mind.
It goes through my mind when a woman says that. Well, actually, when she said that, rather, because I'm a father now, obviously, I actually smiled. Actually, I smiled and laughed, and she was irritated by that. She was actually angry because she actually thought that I did it on purpose, which not obviously. Mina, at the time when she actually told me, to say, I'm pregnant now. I was like, okay, fine. I was old. I wasn't kulile, but so I could able to think properly and say, okay, there's nothing I can do now. I actually have to just take this and deal with it. But the parents are always the problem because at that time you're not working and you don't know what's going on. You're busy all over the place. So what went through my mind was a lot because I'm thinking, okay, how am I gonna ngizothini kwi-oledi ngizoqala ngithini ukuthi imagine akusebuza ingane and you actually think things are not gonna work out. Okay, now I have to be focused. Having a toilet span.
Do you ever think about how that is going to change the life, or rather life as you know it?
No, you never think of that, how it's gonna change your life. The current life you live in. No, you actually don't. Actually, I didn't. Well, for me, I didn't. I was like, it actually never even clicked to my life is going to change, of which it has. It didn't click. It was still like, okay, it was ingane, okay, yeah, then, but it didn't actually, I didn't actually think about that. Responsible. Okay, well, the responsible part comes through, but because you're not in the situation right now where the baby is actually there, you just okay, I'm the responsible part. Well, with me, I should say.
Okay, so knowing what you know now, what do you think about fatherhood?
Fatherhood is great, bro. Like there's nothing so nice than when you hear your daughter, your son call you Baba and he's excited to see you wherever and and you can and you just buy and she's excited. That respect where you know that this person, I'm everything to this person, even though maybe or not working, but there's a stress, it just lights up your heart. When she's there's nothing so great than that. When you are born with, I'm just everything to this person. This person is dependent on me and she loves me, or he or she loves me with all of her heart. She's put her life into me. She's giving me and that's so nice, where you actually feel love from ingane yakho.
Yeah. And what was your role in the 9 months leading to the birth, and how did you find it for you? Everything, including my challenges, there were mood swings that were there. Now you handled that, your frustrations out of that, maybe, just some of the things maybe that you would like to maybe highlight to women. They need to know about how we feel go through the process alongside them, and maybe some of the things that you learned out of that about yourself.
To tell you the honest truth, for the first daughter, I wasn't part of her because she didn't want to see me. She didn't want to do anything. She didn't want to hear anything from me. So I tried because I guess maybe she thought I'd ruined her life or whatever. Here we are, we still in varsity, and then boom, here comes a baby. During those 9 months, I promise, to be honest, I wasn't there for her. I tried the first few months, but she kept on pushing me away. She doesn't want to see me. So I let my mother and my sisters handle everything. The doctor's appointments, I would actually go to her home, drive to her home, get a few stuff and just leave it there, give her sisters, and then I'd go because she wanted nothing to do with me. But then obviously, and okay, fine, maybe, because during those 9 months, I was still in the partying phase, they're going around, so I didn't care much. So then bang, here comes the baby. From the word go, picking her up from the hospital, I was there till this day. So I wouldn't actually have advice on being there and the challenges, but because I was just all over the place now. Two, for the second one, I was actually there from the word go. There from the word go. We were so attached with her, we basically saw each other every day. We did everything together. She wanted me to massage her back, I did it. But obviously with her mood swings, sometimes she would just not want me around. And as me growing up with women around the house, I got a lot of advice where they would tell me, no man, it's just her phase. So I understood. So basically I didn't actually go through those, that thing. But because I knew this is gonna happen. This and that. Advice to men, not to women, is just to be there and just understand the situation. Obviously, we'll get to a point where you're like, but don't actually carry that. Just say, okay, fine, let me just move, let me just get away out of her space and let her breathe. And I promise you, like, in 3 or 4 hours, she'll be the one calling, hey. Okay, so right, because of her mood swings and whatever. So, those are the ones I faced, and that's my advice. Just be there, just be calm, just be supportive. She wants you to rub her feet, your back. She wants you to go get her whatever, food. Obviously, it's but there are 2 people there. So yeah, I was very understanding though, the second one. So yeah, up until the word go, up until the very last day rather.
Okay, so but when as out, how did you feel about? Okay, so obviously you said around the first one you were also everywhere. You just didn't know. Maybe it was something in the psychological.
Maybe, yeah.
And let me just while time and do whatever and not think about what's about to be. But now on the second baby you were there. And would you say, one, you robbed yourself of that experience? 2, how do you feel she was, or she didn't want anything to do with you, and by default it then robbed you of an opportunity to be there going through the motions? Because pregnancy is not about the women alone.
True.
As you point out, I was rubbing her back and all those things. Those are little experiences that if you put them together, they make a pregnancy part or they make you part and parcel of the pregnancy?
Yes. I actually think I got robbed out of the whole experience for the first one. So that's why I gave it my all on the first one, on the second one. Yes, she me being robbed the first one. She actually blamed me for everything. Like I said at the beginning, she actually thought that I did it on purpose. So she wasn't gonna be around this man who's just ruined my life. And I don't blame her. I don't blame her because now I would actually, as a woman, I think I'd actually feel so.
What does it mean to you to have that support structure of your siblings and parents?
It means a lot, eh? It means a lot. There's nothing more great than having support. Support alone. Where you're in a bad space and I know that my siblings or my friends, whoever, will be there and support me throughout and just give that support. Because, I mean, tell you the honest truth, we don't live alone in life. We need people to support us. So more especially our siblings, you just feel, you appreciate everything because you know, Alamand have got my back. And they actually did. They showed me that they got my back. It just feels great. It feels awesome. Yeah. You appreciate everything and you appreciate them along with your advices and everything.
Okay. So, all right, now you are a fully fledged father. I mean, what are some of the lessons your children have taught you? And coupled with that, what have you learned about yourself, knowing now that you are a father?
What have I learned about myself since I'm a father? I've learned that I'm able to take care. I'm able to love unconditionally and give my last cent and my last everything and sacrifice. Because as a parent, as a father, obviously, you'll be having pizzas and you had the same share. And then he or she finishes their food first and then she would want to get into your pizza. And you want the pizza, you love the pizza, but you have to sacrifice it for your kid. You sacrifices. Yeah, I know that I can sacrifice anything for my kid now. I know that I love unconditionally. I know that I can care. I know that I give good advices. I know that's one thing I know. More especially to older people, older women, because I actually see my kid growing older. So it's indirectly. So I give advice to older women because it's as if I'm giving it to my kid when she's grown. Do you understand? Yeah, those are one. For example, like sacrifices. This one time, so I go out for ice cream with my kids. I buy them ice creams at McDonald's. I love ice cream. As my kid is going to the car, she's running, and I've got my ice cream. And at McDonald's was packed at that time. As she's running into the car, her ice cream falls. And I was the one who wanted ice cream. Her ice cream falls, and she starts crying. And I had to give up my ice cream because I won't be going back because it's packed. I've waited like 20 minutes for the ice cream. Do you know that sacrifice where you just say, ish, okay, but you're my daughter, man. Okay, you can have it, babe. Just as long as you are happy. You know, the sacrifices, the love, it's the love. I've seen love and sacrifices I've done. So then I actually know that I don't doubt myself as a father, you know.
In general, what do you think about guys that don't take care of their own?
I don't know, bro. My own opinion, I would actually say maybe it's that's a tough one because I've actually had that conversation with my friend where I was like, I had to buy nappies. I was like, I just wish I was like those guys who just don't give a rat's ass about their kids, but And my friend actually said, but it's not in you. You got love from your mother. So maybe, I guess, maybe they didn't get love from both parents. There was just, when you growing up from the township, maybe your mother was drinking too much. Your father was not there, obviously. 90% of them are not there in our townships. Your mother was drinking too much. She didn't give love. The guy actually had to give himself love and teach himself everything, life lessons and whatnot. So maybe I think it's all based on who brought you up, with what lessons, and with what morals. What morals do you have? And do you actually want the same for your kid? You see, so I'd say that's my own opinion. I can't actually say that's what it is, you know.
Okay, so you mentioned something critical about growing up, and you mentioned it earlier as well. In your life, who now today are you modeling yourself against, or are you who played that role, or who modeled fatherhood to you growing up, that you said, ish, one day, ish, mangafana nalo yamjida, or mangafana nalo la time, this is how I want to raise up.
Basically, my mother's side. Starting from my mother. Okay, well, no. Starting from Mumkulu wami, because obviously my uncles and my mother would actually tell us about how great of a man my grandfather was. And then my mother took that and made it a point that she will become a father and a mother, and a great one, along with my uncles. I admired and still admire my uncles till this day for being men and standing up for what is there and loving their kids. So now I actually wanted that. One day I want to be like those men. One day I want to be like that man I was told about, which is my grandfather, who went all out for his kids and actually provided and made it a point that they go to school with good morals and in life with good morals. Understand? So basically my whole mother's side.
So what are some of the things that you would hope to impart on your children growing up to be good and upstanding people in society?
Well, as you know, okay, not as you know, but my mother taught me a lot about church and how, as a person, to be lindoteqotho in the society, you have to be God-fearing. And I want to actually give my children that. I want them to be God-fearing. I want them to have respect for everyone, whether the person is rich or poor, low or high, whatever the case may be, young or small, but you respect in order for them to respect you. And when you give out respect, you actually get respect from other people, and you become this proper person in society who people can actually come to and say, ish, it's ban, this is 1, 2, and 3, I need kanje, because I want bakuhlonipha. And respect yourself. That's what I want. Respect yourself. Listen, and be God-fearing. That's what I want for my kids.
Okay, so a lot has been said about black fathers. I mean, you talk about being raised by a single mom, and Do you, by any chance, have anything that you wish that you could have learned from your father, but maybe because of circumstance he wasn't available to teach you, and you think this I will always be there for my children for?
Basically, I think, Nina, my mother taught me all. My mother taught me all. I don't think there's something, get me right, I've got a relationship with my father now, but it started when I was old. But I think my mother taught me all. My mother taught me how to be a man, taught me life lessons, how to stand up for what is right, how to speak the truth and never ever surrender and not be a coward. That's what my mother taught me. So maybe what I would have gained from having a father in the house was running away from bad things, what we did in the streets, like drinking alcohol at an early stage, banking classes. Maybe he would have played a role there, but in terms of being a man, my mother covered it all. So I love my father. Yes, we've got a good relationship, but I think my mother covered it all. And in everything my mother taught me, I'm going to bring it down to take it down to my kids and teach them. Maybe manje with much more experience as a guy, because I think more especially female girls, our girls need their fathers. Not to, in me being there for my daughter won't actually go out and seek love from another man, because the love starts here from the father. Why would she go out and want approval and seek love from another man when her father has taught her everything, you know? So basically, I guess that's my mindset about the whole thing of fatherhood.